Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to do something really special. I often get asked about rock music in editing with Melodyne because Melodyne's kind of a purist. It likes working with clean, pure tones, but it doesn't mean you're limited to that because this is audio production, people. Whatever works, whatever gets that creative juices flowing, that's what's right for you. And I'm going to show you how to use Melodyne here in a rock production. Now, basically, I've got a demo here for my band, and I bounced out some stems. We got bass, drums, guitar solo, rhythm guitar, and some vocals. Let's take a listen. What I want to do here is bring in my rhythm guitars. I'm going to select focus on them, and there we go. Now, let me zoom out a little bit and show you what I mean. Now, when you're working with rock elements, look at this. Look at all the audio that's being detected here. Let's take a listen to this file. Now, I know that I'm only playing a few notes, maybe 2 or 3 notes in that chord, but what is all this? This is called over-detection because of the distortion. Check it out. So how do you begin working with this? Let's say we needed to do some audio editing here. Well, the first thing we're going to do here is tune the Melodyne detection engine to match what we're visually hearing. So we're going to take what we're sonically hearing to what we're visually hearing. In other words, Melodyne's over-detecting this because of the harmonic richness and the distortion. So we're going to come up to our note assignment mode, activate it, and we're going to tell Melodyne again, look at this, anything above all this is just over-detected overtones. And I'm not going to be too surgical here because I just want to demonstrate the purpose. So we'll say right about there, I'll say, okay, anything over that is over-detected for now. And when I let go, Melodyne's going to redetect it, and it's going to reconsolidate the energy in those upper bands back down into what's below that blind. Now let's bring the bottom blind up for the low end and say anything below that is just also being over-detected. It's going to consolidate the energy there. And now this looks a little bit more like what I'm playing here. Let's take a listen. There we go, the 3 notes in that chord. So to commit our new assignment, there we go, right there. Great. Now, I want to tighten this up a little bit. So I'm going to bring in my drum tracks. And I'm going to select the gray icon here, hold Command, and bring in my drums. And you can see the drums are now overlaid in my editor window. So you're going to play along with the electric guitar here. Now, if we play the audio from the top, you'll hear in the tracks, you'll hear the whole band. But if I play it here from the editor window with my slider set to the middle here, it'll play me only the audio right now that's in my editing window environment. All right, let's tighten this electric guitar up now. Let's do some editing, some tempo editing, some timing editing. I'm going to select my macro, and now we can select the division of our grid. I'm going to go to 1/16, and I don't need a whole lot. If I wanted to, I could come under track and say, yeah, I want to time this to the drum track, which is probably a great idea. In fact, let's do that. I'll say I want to tempo map this to the drum track. And then as we bring this up, the audio below you'll see is starting to nudge. You see that? Just take a look. Yep, there we go. The rhythm guitar is conforming to the drum track. I only need a little bit, so I'm going to come up to about maybe 14% and hit OK. Now I just made my rhythm guitar track 14% more tighter timing-wise with the drums. I like that. So we're tempo editing. I'm editing the timing of this rock guitar track to the drum track. Let's keep going. Let's do this again. Let me deactivate my rhythm guitar here, and let's bring in our bass guitar. All right, let's add that to the view. Now the bass is a lower frequency energy, and here we go. It's down here. So if you don't see your audio, pay attention to the right-hand side. You see the gray right here in the bar? That tells me my audio is right down there. And let's zoom in on this bass guitar. I love editing bass guitar with Melodyne. Let's take a listen to these two tracks. So we got kick drum and bass. Okay. Now if I wanted to hear the other instruments, we can take our edit mix slider here and blend them in. See, here's everything. And there's just a bass guitar, far to the left. Bring in what's gray for referencing only, and then all the tracks. So keep in mind your editing mix slider here is really handy for hearing your audio, how the development is coming. Now I'm going to notice on my bass guitar here, he pulls a little flat here in this fourth section. Take a listen. Now if I wanted to just tune up the string of notes, I can select just that band. I correctly identified that I am in the key of D major, and with scale snapping on, I can now take my edit pitch tool and double click, and that whole string of notes is spot on fixed. So can you edit rock music? Clearly, yes, you can. Now let's jump here to the guitar solo. Let's bring this in. Now this is going to be a big jumble because it's harmonic distortion. I mean, look, it's everywhere. Let me zoom out to get a better view. Yeah. So what do we do? Talk me through it. Let's do it. Go back to our note assignment mode, right? And we're going to say, wow, okay, everything above all that is overtone. I don't need to see all that. It'll consolidate that energy back into the lower registers. And the same for the low end. Let's do this to right about there. So we are editing rock music here. And even if this is a little bit too much, now we're going to use our sliders here to get the in-between notes and say, you know what, it's just getting a little bit too much over there. See this? We can add notes and take notes away. Okay? And pay attention to the note tails. You want to definitely preserve the note tails. Now this is still a little bit over detected, but it's a lot better. Now come back to my, here we go. Come back to that edit mode, and here we go. Okay, now let's do some more editing here. Look at this. I can select this range of notes and say, you know what, I need to tighten that one up a little bit too. This time we're going to quantize it to the grid at 16, and I'm going to boost it just a little bit, about 11%, and hit OK. And if I wanted to, everything's completely undoable. You see these notes here nudge just a little bit. Let's bring it up a little bit more. 16th. Watch. See? See how they're conforming? Let's go. Let's exaggerate a little bit. Sometimes a little bit goes a long way with Melodyne, so keep that in mind. And there you have it. So can you edit rock music with Melodyne? Absolutely. No question about it. And the best thing to keep in mind is how to conform Melodyne's detection here under the note assignment mode to not over detect the harmonic richness elements from the distortion that's added here, especially in these rock guitars.